find the exact value of each expression in radians. So we got tangent inverse of negative root 3. Okay, we know that tangent inverse of something, that will be x, that's the range of tangent inverse, when x is in between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2. And the endpoints are not included. So pretty much negative pi over 2 to pi over 2, and the values should be here. Tangent inverse of positive value will be in the first quadrant here, and tangent inverse of negative will be in the here, kind of in the fourth quadrant, but negative of whatever we have. And these angles are not included. So, and at the same time, if we look at the graph of tangent inverse of x, this graph, sometimes this is called arctangent. The graph is an odd function. Odd function meaning tangent inverse of negative angle will be negative of tangent inverse of root 3. So whenever we have an odd function, we can simply pull that outside. Sine inverse is also an odd function. So for part B, we can also pull negative 1/2 out. Sorry, only negative out, not 1/2. Negative sine inverse of 1/2. But we don't know about cosine inverse. Only sine inverse and cosine inverse are odd functions. Okay. So here, now let's find the value then, because when we pull negative outside, tangent inverse of that will be in the first quadrant. So our answer will be in first quadrant. So we don't have to worry about this one. Tangent is inverse of root 3. We know that tangent of 60 degrees pi over 3 is root 3. Tangent of pi over 3 is root 3 from the unit circle. That means tangent inverse of root 3 is just pi over 3, but there is a negative. So that will be somewhere here. So negative pi over 3. Okay, part B, there is a negative outside, sine inverse of 1/2. Okay, sine inverse will be the same thing. Okay, sine inverse of something, when we find this, the range is x, and that x is in between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2, and the end, negative pi over 2 and pi over 2 angles are also included. Not in tangent inverse, but in sine inverse. Okay, sine inverse of 1/2. We know that sine of which angle is 1/2? Sine of 30. Sine of 30 is 1/2. Sine pi over 6 is 1/2 from the unit circle. That means sine inverse of 1/2 is pi over 6. Okay, tangent inverse root 3 over 3 is a positive, so the answer should be in first quadrant. And if there is a negative, we can always pull outside for tangent inverse and sine inverse, and we can always find the answer in first quadrant. We know that tangent of 0 is 0. Tangent of pi over 6, that's the 30, is root 3 over 3. Tangent pi over 4 is 1. Tangent pi over 3 is root 3. And tangent pi over 2 is undefined. So root 3 over 3 is simply pi over 6. Okay, because tangent pi over 6 is root 3 over 3. Cosine inverse of root 3 over 2. Okay, it's a positive, so cosine in the first quadrant, so cosine works slightly different way. So this is up to 90 for positive, and the values are here, here and here, first and second quadrant, by the way. For cosine inverse of something will be some value. That value must be in between 0 and pi. Okay, in this case, cosine inverse of root 3 over 2 is a positive value, so our answer should be in first quadrant. We know that cosine of, from the unit circle, we know that cosine of 30 degrees is root 3 over 2. Okay, cosine of 60 would be 1/2. So cosine inverse of root 3 over 2 is simply pi over 6 final.